Hello and welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. Today I decided to do an impromptu video. I actually wasn't planning to, but I've got 5 new fragrances sitting in front of me now, and I thought I'd share them with you. Don't get distracted by the fish. This is about the perfume. Okay, so I was going to film outside today. It was really sunny, and then the heavens opened up and decided to rain again. It has been raining non-stop in Surrey. Ugh, I don't mind I actually love the rain, but when it's non-stop every day for days, it's, well, my hydrangeas are happy, put it that way. So I thought I'd start off with the first perfume. I got this from eBay. Now this is the Christian Dior. This is one from the Christian Dior Maison line. So this is one of their private, was it called a private? It's called Maison, isn't it? Maison Christian Dior. I'm really pleased with this purchase. This was actually quite a lucky purchase. Excuse the pun, which you'll see in a minute. I got this for a really good price on eBay, and it's a perfume that I had as a little mini. I have a little mini one, so I knew what it smelled like. It wasn't a blind buy, and I thought I'd pop onto eBay and just find out if anyone was selling a bottle of it. And this popped up. This is, I think, I've never bought one of these before. Obviously, I think they're quite expensive, but I think what you can do on the Christian Dior website now is to create a gift box for somebody or for yourself, and you can put in your perfume choice, and you can add some samples, and you can make it into a really pretty package. And I guess the person that was selling this just didn't want it and was selling it for a really good price. Now obviously buying anything from eBay, you need to be careful. You have your wits about you, and what I tend to do is communicate with the person a few times just to get, you know, a bit of an idea of who they are and what they're selling, because you never can be too sure. I have been stung before buying a perfume and it was a complete fake, and I learnt my lesson in terms of just, you know, impromptu buying. So now I at least try and do a little bit of a background and check up on things. But I was very happy to find this, and I felt confident that it was, you know, it was confident it was the real thing. So what we have, it's such a lovely thing to receive. If someone buys this for you, you won't be disappointed. It's just like everything's packaged well, and obviously these bottles normally come in the round container, the round box, but when they're like this, they come in a little pouch, which is fine. And what I got was lucky me. I love these bottles. They're so straightforward, simple, classy. You see what I love the fact that you get the coloured juice as well. It's so pretty. Lucky, I have actually got another from this line. I've got the Colle Noire, which is the raspberry, the rose. Pretty. I love rose, as you probably may have figured out from the title of my channel. Anything rose, I'm happy. But this is Lucky, and this is Lily of the Valley. And let me just show you what else I got in here. So you get like a little postcard, or a couple of postcards with the advertising other perfumes in there as well. And you also get, she could have kept these samples, you just didn't have to put them in with the thing, but I'm pretty happy with the whole package. So what you get, I've got a little sample of the Lucky, so I can have that in my bag, which is great. Green Montaigne, which is now called Gris Dior. I do have a little mini of that as well, and it's a nice perfume. I'm not quite sure yet if it's for me, but it's not unpleasant. It's rose and patchouli, Green Montaigne, or Gris Dior. And this one is, I can't ever pronounce French, so please don't kill me. D'Argent. Oh god, that sounds terrible. I don't know what that is. I think that's amber. I could be wrong. That's an amber-based perfume. I don't know. Not my thing, that one, but I can appreciate it. It's still a, you know, it's a nice perfume. But this one is the one I got, and I'm very happy with. This is the full bottle, full size, and I got this for a good price. So I'm really pleased with that. This is straight up Lily of the Valley. A watery, translucent, fairly simple Lily of the Valley. Really pretty, beautiful perfume. It's incredibly fresh. It's very pretty. It's not a powerhouse. It's not one of the strong ones. I did see another video of the whole line, and I think these more recent perfumes that are coming out are a lot more watery and a lot more sort of a much weaker projection, much more something that will sit close to your skin, which I actually personally prefer. I'm not one for, you know, real heady. Why does it keep, that's it, keeps doing its own thing with the focus, sorry about that. I love the more sort of watery scents. It's such a pretty one, and I'm really happy with that, so that's lucky. That's my first scent. What else did I get? Let's move on, shall we? By the way, this is not actually a haul. If I haven't mentioned that already, have I? I promise this is not a big haul. I'm saying that more to my husband, who will watch this and say, you've been shopping again. This is more a case of spending money sporadically over the month and everything arriving on one day. Still count as a haul? Probably not. I don't think so. So the next one is from Jo Malone. I did have a sample of this, so I know it's not a blind buy. I feel like I need to say that because I have done a few blind buys lately, and yeah, really need to stop doing that. So what I got was the Wild Bluebell. This is my favourite from Jo Malone. I've tried quite a few of them, and they're all scents that sit fairly close to the skin. They're ones that you can layer. So they're all kind of straightforward. What you see on the bottle is pretty much what you get most of the time, which I love. I do actually love that. But the Wild Bluebell is my favourite. I love bluebells. We get them obviously here in spring. Such a pretty flower. I have tried other scents that do claim to smell of bluebell, and I can't say that I'm too impressed with them. This doesn't contain bluebell because obviously they're a protected flower, but it does contain other notes which you know, give you that bluebell kind of a scent. I haven't got the notes in front of me, so I'm sorry about that. I think the blue fat flower this contains is, oh, I don't know. I might list them. But I think this is the closest smell I've personally have smelt that smells the closest to bluebell without it being too heady or too overcompensating. I've smelt the Penhaligon bluebell scent, and I just have to say that was not my thing at all. They use hyacinth to achieve the bluebell smell, and it was awful on me. It was awful. My sister actually did enjoy that one. It just did not smell nice on me at all, so I was disappointed, but I'm really pleased with this. This is a very light smell scent. I actually like to layer this with other things. When I wear Cloud by Ariana Grande, I love that smell. This is actually a really pretty one to layer over the top, because obviously you get that sugary sweet scent from the Cloud, and this just brings it up to a really simple floral mix, and it just seems to work really well with it. I wore this today actually. This is yeah, I have been wearing these. These aren't, I've already opened them all and I give them a squirt. But this I wore today, and I just love this. It's just so pretty. This has been my go-to scent. Well, I've got the mini, so I had the mini anyway, and I've been wearing that. But I've actually run out, so I was so pleased to receive this yesterday. And it's just very light. It's very pretty, simple, very pleasant little floral, not too complicated. It kind of smells like a blue flower. I mean, I know it's not really a bluebell, but it does smell blue. You know, if you can imagine that. If you like your blue flowers, I think this is something that you'd like. I really love this, and this is the only Jo Malone full size that I've ever bought. I actually got this from eBay as well, from someone selling their bottle. It would be, and I think they've maybe used it a couple of times. This is the 100ml. Yeah, this is the 100ml bottle, and again I got this for a really good price, so I'm really, really pleased. So that's Wild Bluebell. Number 3. This is, I've been looking for a perfume to wear in the summer, something very simple, not too strong, not too lemony, not too citrus. I like salty marine kind of smells, and this is one I got a sample of and I really enjoyed it. It has a very low silage, and it doesn't project particularly well, but I can smell it on me, and I love the notes. I love that it's very refreshing, very straightforward, really just a nice fresh smell. I have since found another perfume that I love for the summer. I haven't got that yet. I think I need to Go easy. Oh, calm down, Liz, calm down. So here we have it. So this is by Hermes, and this is the oh god, I need to like go and practice some French, you know. Eau de Merveilles Bleue. Now there are others in this line. This is quite a well loved line. This one came out. Oh, I'm not sure when it came out. I'm not very well researched, am I? But I found out about this one this year, and I really love this. I love this bottle. It's so beautiful. It's like something you would find on a beach, you know, on an empty beach that's washed up. And I love how it actually sits. You've got these indentations, so you can sit it on either side if you want, but it sits off like that, like a bottle would if it was stuck in the sand. And that's kind of the smell that you get. You know, you're on the beach and you get that sort of salty sea wave, and you get the fresh air, and it is like that. It's so simple. It doesn't try to be anything more than just a lovely ocean smell, and I really do love that. It's slightly sparkling of a smell, and it's just so pretty, straightforward. Really love it. So that's Hermes, and that's my number 3. I decided to go for this perfume. I saw somebody else talking about this perfume, and I did hear about this at the beginning of the year while I was looking for violet scented perfumes. I did see this, but I didn't go for it because I'm not one for heavy gourmand smells. I don't tend to go for smells that are too, you know, chocolatey, or things that smell like you have covered in food. But I just kept seeing this one, and I heard somebody else mention it, and it sounded really, really nice. And I've been looking for a decent violet perfume. I've got my Lolita Lempica, which I love, but that's more about the licorice, and it's much more. It's not a straight up pretty violet. And I don't think I'm one for, you know, you get iris violet, and you get perfumes that are very, very floral. And I want to smell the violet against something else. So this is what I went for, and I looked on Fragrantica, and I saw the notes, and I saw people describing it, and it sounded good. It sounded good to me, and I kind of went for it. So I received this yesterday. I ordered this from Notino, which is a really good website. They do really good deals on Notino. The more you buy, the sort of more you can save, if you like. And they had this, and it was cheaper than elsewhere, actually. This was actually not a bad price as well. And actually, I ordered this and the Hermes from Notino. So, yeah. So there was no risk of these being fake, because obviously they sell the real deal. I'm liking the packaging. I have sprayed this once, and I have to say I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this. So it comes really nicely packaged, and this is how it looks. It's actually a screw top, but then you can see it releases. So that took me a while to work out what I wouldn't undo. I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think I'm that weak. Then I realised it was a screw top. But this is an interesting one. For anyone that loves violet and chocolate, pretty much says what it is, then I can't see how you can go wrong. I get both violet and chocolate, and actually hazelnut from this. I like the violet in this. I like how you get that hit of proper violet, because it's bouncing away from the chocolate, not in an unblended way. It works beautifully together, but it's not so blended that you can't smell either individually, and it's not so unblended that they both are kind of competing. I would say they sit really well, these two notes next to each other, and you can smell them really lovely on the skin. When I first smelled this, I instantly thought of those chocolate fountains, that liquid chocolate. It's that kind of flavour of chocolate, and that kind of luxurious way of eating, you know, your dipped chocolate. That's kind of what I thought about when I smelt this, like a melted pouring chocolate, but with hazelnut. There's definitely a very hazelnut, earthy nut vibe running through this chocolate. And the violet, it keeps sort of appearing. It's almost like if you could put liquid chocolate and then liquid violet, and then sort of have them twisting and sort of flowing in a twist, and they turn. You keep getting each note as it turns, you know what I mean? So they sort of sit together, but not not blended in a, you get what I'm saying. You can smell them both without them not working with each other. It's just a really interesting smell. And the violet in this does remind me of the Parma Violet Sweets. It's that kind of powdery, sweet violet. And it has really good silage. Silage? I always say that word wrong. It projects. You know what I'm saying. I'd say it projects a good, a good meter around you. My husband smelt this. I sprayed this on my top yesterday, and a little bit sort of it hit my neck a bit, so it was a bit on the skin and mostly on the clothes, and he could smell it, and he was like, "Oh, what are you wearing?" Because it's an unusual smell. I normally wear florals, light, airy florals, and this is obviously it's not really a spring summer scent, but yesterday it was raining, and I just thought, oh well, I'm just going to go for it. And yeah, he noticed it. He never notices perfume I'm wearing, and he noticed this, so that was quite nice. Lovely perfume to wear in the colder months, in the winter, possibly in the autumn as well. It's very comforting. It's just a lovely gourmand. I'm really happy with this. It comes in the bigger bottle. This is actually the 60ml. I think the other bottle it normally comes in is possibly the 100ml. I'm not sure. Mancera do so many perfumes. This is the first one I've had of theirs. I did have a little sample a few months back of the rose and chocolate, which I thought I would love. It's roses and it's chocolate. I love chocolate. I love roses. I didn't like it. I don't know why. I surprised myself. It's not like this. That was where I was worried. That one just to me seemed unblended. I could smell the rose and the chocolate away from each other too much. I didn't really, it wasn't working for me at all. And the chocolate was too powdery of a smell, and I didn't understand what it was trying to do. But this one, I really do love this one. So if you love chocolate and you love violet, you can't go wrong. Really beautiful smell. So I'll be looking forward to wearing this one when it gets a bit colder, or in the evenings. It's nice to spray when just in the evenings. So that's my number 4. Okay, so my number 5, naughty number 5. Now this was a really naughty purchase. This is a blind buy, and it was a not very cheap blind buy. I really took a risk with this perfume, and I got it from Dusita. I feel like I need to cover up the name so that I'm not making it obvious, but here's my Dusita box, and this is what I went for. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. So I decided to go for Erawan. I've seen Splendiris. That's the one that I nearly went for instead of Erawan. I really have to say that when a bottle looks beautiful, that's what draws me in. I mean, that's kind of why they have to make these bottles a certain way, so that you do get drawn in. They have to catch your eye. And I love purple, and I love looking at things that are beautiful purple, and the Dusita bottle has a most beautiful purple juice. But I didn't go for that one because I decided that this one seemed kind of more special. The sentiment behind this particular perfume, I think, is what pretty much won me over in the end. It is a very unusual smell. It's a very polarizing smell, I would say. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'm gonna get to that. So I ordered this from the Dusita store in Paris. That was the more cost-effective way. That's obviously closer to the UK, and it came in a very, very good time. I was very impressed. So when this arrived the same day, yesterday, as everything else, I was just, oh my God, it's like Christmas. So when I opened up my box, it had all these lovely things. I had obviously the box, the perfume itself, and you also get some postcards with information about the perfume. And when you do order your perfume, you can actually choose 3 samples of other scents, any 3 that you like. So that's a really nice touch. The samples I went for were Splendiris, because obviously I'm interested in smelling how this one is. Fleur La Lolita and La Duchesse de Siam. They're all nice scents. I think this is my favourite. This is the one that I actually think is really beautiful. It's a really soft floral. This is much more, I said, was a green, sharper floral. And Splendiris is a straight up violet iris. I get a lot more iris, I think, than violet in this one. It's not quite what I thought it would be. I'm kind of pleased that I haven't blind bought this one. I think I'll wear it a bit longer and see how I feel, but it's not quite what I was hoping, so that's fine. But happy to have the samples. So Erawan. She's green and she's very pretty. It's just, they all came, you know, in one piece. Really beautiful, very classy. I mean, you can see that it's, you know, it's been well put together. So Erawan is a place in Thailand, and it's a beautiful waterfall. Is the Erawan waterfalls, which is part of the sentiment behind the name. But what I really love, is the fact that it's also an elephant sanctuary, and she's dedicated this, I guess, this scent to represent the elephant sanctuary. And it sounds like the most beautiful place. And what I love about this, what I've read up about this place, is that the strapline, or the, you know, how they word it, is that the humans work for the elephants and not the other way around. There's a little poem on the card which her father wrote, and she's based each perfume that she's made on a poem, and that's the poem. So you can see how that is, and it's obviously artwork of the elephants. The notes in this perfume link to the animal in the strangest way, in the best possible way. It's based around the smell of hay, which is very interesting. And the notes are all listed on a postcard with this one, which has got a handwritten note as well, which is a really lovely little touch. These are all the notes that are listed, and they love this. It's very beautifully written. There's a uplifting hay absolute, the vetiver, and it talks about tobacco and fresh cut hay and wood moss. So there's a real earthy, you know, yeah, it's an earthy tone to this. Clary sage to soften and sweeten. Base notes talks about a cedarwood spicy resinous scent, and everything is uplifted by the smooth basmatic richness of the increasingly rare vanilla absolute. So this really is a green scent. This is a real straight up green perfume. Spicy, definitely spicy. So the hay is the strong note, definitely the strongest note here. I've got it sprayed on me, and it's been on me for about maybe an hour. Yeah, it's dried down actually into quite. I can get a lot of the vanilla now that it's dried down. The initial smell I get from this, it's a very spicy, earthy hay. A kind of hay that's been sitting around for a while, and it's got other grasses and other things from the ground that have kind of blown in, and it's mixed with other earthy elements, so it's not a straight up hay. I do actually like the smell of hay. My husband's got a farm, and obviously we have a lot of different types of hay, and it's comforting. It's a familiar smell. I love being with animals. I love anything that's connected with animals. So this perfume didn't put me off by hearing about the fact that it was very much a hay-based kind of a smell. In fact, reading on Fragrantica, I've heard people talk about this perfume as being hay, yes, and chocolate, a chocolatey smell, which I guess they're getting from the vanilla, actually. I'm not getting the chocolate. It's more of a vanilla for sure. It's not a chocolatey vanilla. It's a soft, creamy vanilla. I think the dry down is far more pleasant than the initial spray. There's no question. It's a very, very strong, very spicy. You know, no getting away from the smell once you've sprayed it. But it has now dried down to quite a pleasant smell, I have to say. And I was, yeah, I mean, when I took the risk with this, so that, you know, I didn't expect to be too disappointed if it went badly. You know, that's the risk I took. I appreciate this perfume for what it's trying to do. It's definitely not something you'd smell anywhere else. The only other perfume I could possibly put in the same category, but not in the same class, is the Aura by Theirry Muglar. That's a very unusual green perfume, green fragrance as well. Hard one to describe. The only way I could compare them is just to give you an idea of how it smells, is that I would call the Aura by Theirry Muglar a wet green, much more of a wet, fresh green smell. This is a very, very dry, spicy green smell, to give you an idea of how it would be. Actually, my brother-in-law was here yesterday and I got him to smell this, and he told me that he thinks it smells like apple pie, like a spicy apple pie. So it's interesting. I'm not sure if I get that. I get the pie, that the crumble, it feels like an apple crumble. You get that kind of earthy, sweet smell. I kind of understand. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. I think this is a perfume that people will have a very different view on, depending on what notes you kind of connect to. It's certainly interesting. Yeah, and going back to the comment about the chocolate, when I sprayed a bit of this yesterday on my hand, I decided to layer it with this one. And it's, oh my god, these two layered together is exactly the smell I imagined this to be on its own. This kind of, when I read about it being like a chocolatey hay, sorry about the focus there, chocolatey hay, that to me sounded divine, fresh, different, completely unique. It doesn't know which one to focus on, does it? So when you layer these two together, you do get the chocolatey hay, and I've got to say, it's very pleasant. It's really different, and I couldn't stop smelling it. But you know, it's an expensive perfume, and do I want to keep it so that I can layer it with another one? I don't know. I'm not sure. I do appreciate what this perfume is trying to do, and I can understand that it got the breakthrough fragrance of the year, because it is in its own category. It's in its own, you know, there's not one like it, and it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting, and I do want to explore it a little bit more. I'm gonna work with it a bit and see how I feel, because I don't think it's supposed to be something that you've smelt before. I think that's kind of the point, that she's going for something that's groundbreaking and really unusual. So thanks for watching. Anyone else who's actually smelt Erawan or owns it, or you know, hasn't had an experience with it, I'd love to know what you think and what you smell from this particular perfume, because I do think that, you know, it's a smell that people have a different view on, and it's just a really interesting one. So I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks of this, and any of these actually. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.